smell that rain? I do. I smell the rain. Before we get going in nature, just want to take a minute to talk about how much I love being outside. I love it. All right, let's go. Found some wild ducks out here. Seem to be in a natural pond created by the downpouring that seems to be occurring. Perhaps if we leave this camera here and walk away, we'll come inspect it. Now I walk away. Well, they seem to have left. Well, they seem to have left. Will I make it past them? I'm just warming up inside. Here we see some technology in the modern world, or technology in the nature world. I seem to have found some animal droppings, but upon closer inspection it looks like dirt and rocks. It's really cold out here and windy, very windy, so I'm taking shelter by this tree here for a little bit and I'll move on ahead, all right? The rapids are running rapidly, very rapidly. It would appear I need to get to the other side to see just how rapid it is. That rock looks safe to climb on. I'm now on the rock with 1 foot. Soon it'll be 2 foot. Then I'll be on the other side. I'll see you there. So I decided not to do that. We're gonna keep it moving into the forest type biome area. We are approaching the entry point. I'm gonna take this time in my journey to say, I hope you all know that just because Bernie isn't campaigning doesn't mean he's not running. You can still vote for him in the polls come November. And if you're a supporter of Joe Biden, look up the Anita Hill incident. Been walking a couple steps here, let me catch it. Also keep in mind that the top 1% of Americans own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. We have a branch here. Move past that branch. All right. We've entered. As you can see, I've entered the thickets. Going to attempt to traverse them. Seems to be a great path right here. Taking a stop here so you can appreciate this nice find right here. Excuse me. It's a nice find. See, I've come out in here with zero supplies, zero food chains, but I found this pine cone. Pine cones contain both nutrition and water. What you want to do, get on the ground here, want to open this baby up, looking at the wrong side of the camera, but you open this baby up like that. All right, in there, that's where the nutrition is, in that half. So we peel her open, take a good little, second half right here contains water. I'm not really thirsty right now after I ate the first, half. My mouth tastes like Bed Bath & Beyond right now. Here you can see there's been some destruction of nature property from some type of natural disaster or event that struck only in this area. It's a young branch like this, knocked out from life. We've approached some type of ocean here. This looks pretty clean to me. This water has a fresh outcoming or incoming source and an outgoing source right there. If you're in nature and you're lost, this is what you're looking for a nice little drink. I'm now drinking my share. I'll leave the rest of it for the natural wildlife that inhabits this area. Little known fact about deer grazing patterns. The baby deer will always tend to move towards where the water is, and the mom will guide that baby deer there. Now, in the case that the baby deer gets lost, He needs only find a source of water and follow that source to the mom. Great lesson in finding your way when you're lost. Thanks to the deer. This is where paper comes from. A quiet stream sits in absolute peace and solitude. I will now jump over the stream. We've made the jump. Now what is that? So if you keep it quiet, behind this tree over here, we see there's some type of nesting area. Trying to keep it quiet, don't want to disturb it, but might have a look-see. I seem to have lost my fingertip prosthetic in the search. I found my prosthetic. So baby, now take me into your loving arms. Hold me under the light of 1,000 stars. We have this tree here growing in a very unusual situational point. Just look at that. Oh, shit. Here I am with the tree I discovered. We've gotten mighty close to this nest now. I'm carefully approaching, trying not to snap too many branches. I'm gonna walk on this moss-covered rock, stand on the rock, and get off the rock. Well, here we have some type of beaver den. I know beavers make their dens near water, at least in North America. More realistically though, all comedy aside, it could be a bird thing or a flying thing nest. One of those two options are most probable. You can see here the nest had some bad days. Some of it fell off. Second day out here, found a coyote out here. Coyote's rather wet. Smells a little bit too. Oh, work. Coyote took my gear. Through a series of events, I was able to recover my clothing. All right, a lot of you are wondering, hey, I'm all the way out here. A lot of beauty out here. How do I capture it? Well, vinnyp has two methods for you of capture. First, if you want to take a picture of something, I highly recommend a camera. So, you open this baby up, and it takes photographic pictures of the situations you're in. Turn her on, line her up. I'm gonna take a picture of you beautiful people there. Then it will print off this receipt. And you wanna keep that from getting wet. Kind of hard to do out here in the elements, so I'm gonna tuck it into my shirt here. That should protect it. Close the camera and repackage it in its protective packaging. So while that photo is developing, let me show you the second tactic. I have with me here a notebook. And fun fact about these notebooks, actually made from the same stuff that this is. So you don't have a notebook, and you might have some birch bark, tree stuff to draw on. Now, you see right there, there's or as you can see, right there, there's a mushroom on a nice little stump. I'm gonna sit on that stump and draw a picture of you beautiful people. So unfortunately, it's raining and the paper got wet, so did the pen. So, if you'll come with me, we'll keep this adventure moving on. Just gotta get my backpack on here. If you could help me out. Fuck! There we go. Journey's gonna be long, but I'll see you there. See you there.
Unfortunately, you're a little far away from me, so you might have trouble hearing what I'm about to say. Shit. My underwear is fucking soaked from sitting on the floor. Now, unfortunately, for the past couple minutes, I've had a sneaking suspicion that I've been being followed. But not to worry, not at all. See, in the woods, most common enemy type is bad vibes and evil spirits. And energy vampires and negative energy and people with the Aries sign and the Leo sign and the Virgo sign. They tend to be the biggest threats out here. Also Geminis as well. Pretty much everything except for a Libra. But in the situation that there's bad spirits following you, all you need is A, a lighter, and B, what I have in my backpack that I'm about to light up. A lot of you might think it's marijuana. That's illegal, and I wouldn't show that. So instead, I have some white sage. Should ward off anything that comes my way. I did think about forest fires before I filmed this. We're gonna let this burn out a little bit. Now, douse it out. Have a wet leaf here. We're just gonna cover her in the wet leaf. And you see, boom, no forest fire, no backpack fire. Moving on to the next location. I'll see you there. Hey, you mind watching my backpack for me? I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna leave it right there. See you next time. Through the countless 2 days I've been out here, my hair seemed to have grown exponentially. Carefully walk down here. Oh, that's my rain shield you saw there. I'll edit that out for you in post. How about that? I'm slowly sinking into what seems to be quick mud. So I know a lot of you also might have long hair or semi-long hair. So if you're out in the woods and you don't have a hair tie, you most definitely will have a bracelet, which can be used to do pretty much exactly the same thing. Now bear with me here. I'm just learning to reuse my middle finger. So bear with me here. I'm just relearning how to use my middle finger. All right. You want to pull the hair back, bunch it up in the back. I have this little dreadlock here. Doesn't seem to be growing that well, so I'll just tuck them in after I'm done, make it look all right. Keep my hair in the back, pull this bracelet down my wrist, pull it around my hair, and then we tuck this right here. We're just gonna tuck you in. Tuck you in. Tuck you in. So that's about as good as that's gonna get. Seems my hairline has fallen back a couple inches since I've been out here.
Yeah, hey, Vinny took your girl, now she giving me face. I wear my pants high like I'm Earl, so the bulge leave a trace. If I'm coughing up a pearl, I've had a whale of a day. Yeah, my first job spent buying gas and a vape.
Whoa there, you're looking a little high there, bud. I recommend not eating the mushrooms you find in the woods, or else you'll end up like this. Fuck. Before we leave the woods, which we have to because recently noticed the environment out here is less than hospitable. Before we leave the woods, I found something that irks my bottom. Here we have an old dirty gallon jug with what seems to be a knife cut in it. Only plausible source from that, or of that, excuse my grammar, is hillbillies in these parts. They also seem to have left their lawn chair out here. Now, if I was a trifling man, I would take it. I have my Shaw's hat on. This is the most Shaw's has ever done for me in the past few months. It's protecting my phone from the water. So as we're walking back, I want to talk to you about preservation. Now, in the very short amount of time that this social distancing and crawling under some thickets here and self-isolation has been going on, you got some water on you. I'm gonna have to restart the sentence. So for the past few weeks or months that this social distancing and isolation has been going on, you'll notice that pollution, CO2 pollution in China has gone down to a record low. You can actually see the skyline again. Air quality has fallen or risen to an acceptable level compared to what it was only a few months ago. In Venice, that is Venice, Italy, not Venice somewhere else, the canals which are used, and it's knocked over something. Let me restart that sentence. In the past couple weeks or months that this social distancing and isolation has been going on, got a tree branch to crawl under here. Past few months, social distancing gone. Venice canals, animals returned. Beaches, sea turtles laying their eggs again. Trump seems to have watched Tiger King, a new documentary. He's thinking about letting Joe Exotic out. So as you can see, this is having some great effects on the world. Possibly the greatest is that we might finally catch that Carol Baskin.